When working out in the garden, there's certain things that I have to have with me. It's non-negotiable. Number one is always a good bucket. This is an old cat litter box. As you can tell, it doesn't have to be anything fancy. It's just somewhere to throw the weeds or anything, any composting that I have, anything like that just goes in the bucket. It makes it easier for me to maintain my flower beds and not have a whole mess. A pair of snippers. Now, these ones aren't my favorite ones. Ironically, my favorite ones are green, and yesterday I lost them in the garden somewhere, but just having a pair of snips with you, that way if you run across any plants that need to be cut, you can go ahead, you can cut them. If you're trimming any flowers, you can do that. Obviously a kneeling pad. Gardening would be absolutely miserable if you didn't have something to kneel on. Plus, okay, I can't make this make sense in my head. I hate bugs. Like, I jump, I scream, I run, all of the stuff, but I love to garden. So the kneeling pad just puts a layer between me and the dirt, so I feel like bugs can't get to me as easily. I know that sounds very crazy, but it's true. I'm absolutely terrified of the bugs in the ground. A pair of gardening gloves. Really important to have a pair of gardening gloves to save your nails. So one thing that gardening is terrible on is your hands and then also your nails. So I got into painting my nails, and that and gardening aren't the best fix. So I found that wearing the gardening gloves really saves my painted nails. And the newest addition that I've been bringing everywhere is a thing of dish soap water. Now, the reason why I'm bringing that everywhere is because my yard has been taken over by slugs and Japanese beetles. Luckily, both of them die when you put them in a thing of dish soap water. So I bring this with me just to take care of them as I'm going through the garden. Let's go ahead. This isn't gonna be a super put together video. Like, if you want something that's really organized and thought through, this probably is not going to be the video for you. This is literally a day in the garden. It's actually 2 days in the garden, because yesterday when I was recording this and I had all of the video recorded, my camera thing, let me show you. What should be a 1-day video actually turned into a 2-day video, because I was using this, which is cool. It moves when you move. So if I went like this, like, the video would move with me, which is really cool. But I'm gonna blame it on user error, because the video got real crazy where it was just like going back and forth, and I think that's because I move a lot. So I have to figure out how to use this, which means that I have to record most of the video again. So kind of a 2-day video. It's honestly just me being out in the garden, showing you what I do, showing you some of my struggles, and just enjoying the day. It's a beautiful day to be out in the yard. I don't know why I always come out at the hottest part of the day. Maybe it's why I have such a crazy tan, but it just seems to be the time of day that I want to really, really be out here lately, is right between that 12 and 3 p.m. So I thought we would go ahead, just goof around in the garden, kind of do a relaxing video together. The thing that I like to do when I'm gardening is I will come in and I will snip off all of the dead flowers. So the ones that have completely dried up and the seeds are ready to be harvested, I will snip all of those off into a bucket. I'm so busy right now with trying to keep up on the weeds and the bugs, cutting bouquets for the cut flower garden, everything like that, that I don't always have time to actually sit down and separate my seeds. But what I do have time for is when the plant is dead and it has the seeds right there, I snip it into a container and I will deal with these another time. The most important thing is to label it so you know what the seeds are. I still have mystery seeds from last year that I planted, and I planted them as mystery seeds because I did not know, and I forgot to follow them to see what the seeds actually are. So I have 2 years it'll be of mystery seeds that I have no idea what they are. So if you're doing this, you're gonna think, well, I'll remember by the way that seed looks. No, you will not. When it comes next year, when you're going to plant them, you are not gonna remember. So as I'm harvesting them, I will just throw a little piece of tape on there, give it a label. Now this one, for the life of me, I cannot remember the actual name of it, so I put a description. It's the one that's a bluebell plant. I have a video where I tell you the name of it. I have a seed packet somewhere where there's a picture of it, so I can get the name of it. It's just not coming to me now, but at least I have a description on the seeds. Dahlias like this, so we've lost some petals, not really where I want it to be. I kind of cut those off, and I cut them off deep. Because the deep cuts are gonna make new flowers come in very nice. Oh, there's a straw flower that's doing all right. See, like, this one's been devoured by the bugs, so I'll just cut that off. No point in leaving that to continue to grow. Okay, for the record, recording in the garden is not easy because I'm constantly moving. That's why I really hoped that my moving camera would have worked better, but it is what it is. So here's a fun thing about dahlias. There are different ways to propagate or save your dahlias. Now, if you want an exact replica of the plant, like if you want this exact flower, the only way to guarantee it is to save your tubers. Now, we do that at the end of the season. However, during the year, you can save the seeds. Now, the thing about dahlia seeds is the seeds aren't like true to the plant. So even though this thing of seeds came off of this plant, that doesn't mean that's the dahlia that I'm gonna get. It's a little bit of a surprise plant, which I'm okay with. You know that I love not knowing what I planted or what I'm gonna be getting, so I'm completely fine with that. Okay, so there's different stages. So something like this wouldn't be ready, but when they're all the way brown and hard like this, that's when your dahlia seeds are ready to harvest. All right, I'm just gonna throw my dahlias in there for now. Oh, did you see the bee? That bumble's bumbling around. Oh, and there's one I must have cut off and threw in the garden. Oh, and then in here, you can tell I haven't been out here. My basil is all starting to go to flower, so I'm going to cut all of the tops off. We don't want that. We don't want this going to flower. That's on me. See what I'm talking about when I say, like, my garden's been destroyed by bugs? I don't know what I did this year. Okay. See how I did that? I think I got them. Yep. I hope you've seen that. So the beetle that was on there, I hit the flower and I put it in a thing of soapy water. So that's how you get rid of those. That's how you kill them. Now I kind of feel like a villain and cutting all of these, but like these aren't going to go in a bouquet. These ones are just, they've been out here too long. Bugs have gotten to them. All they're doing is sucking energy from the plant. So I'll cut all of these off. Even ones like this that are kind of wonky, it's just hanging very, very weirdly. I'll give that a cut too. Okay, one thing about me is I am always out here messing around with stuff. So this is a wild rose plant, which I love. I have the prettiest like rose plant fence going in my backyard. Smells amazing, absolutely beautiful, but I want to extend it, and I always want to extend it like as quickly as possible. So it will shoot up new plants and you can dig them up, plant them somewhere. But the other day I was messing around and I noticed that these balls which are on the ends of the plant, actually have seeds in them. So there's actually seeds in these little balls. So I thought that I would take them, harvest the seeds, and see if we can get them to grow. I mean, worst case scenario, it didn't cost me anything, and then I'll know. So I'm always trying different stuff. Another thing that I did, branches right here were coming in my aisleway so much that I just couldn't leave them there. Like, I couldn't fit the lawnmower through, and I have to be able to get through there because it's what leads to my compost pile. So these were getting cut off either way. So I threw them in a bucket of water to see if they would propagate. So I don't know, maybe they will, maybe they won't, but it's one of the things that I like to do. I really like to experiment with my plants, especially when they're plants. It's like I was gonna cut that piece off anyways, or it could benefit me later. Like if these seeds grow, I could have a whole pile of rose plants in 1 year, and what's taken me 6 or 7 years, I can do in, you know, 1 or 2 years, I don't know. So just a fun little garden thing that I like to do. So whenever I let a plant kind of go and I don't pick it, because you can only make so many bouquets, I don't worry too much because I get to harvest the seeds. So it's kind of like, yeah, I didn't use that plant, but then again, I did harvest the seeds from it. So now these ones, the Chinese forget-me-nots, honestly, are just getting too wild. So I'm gonna come through, I'm gonna cut some of them out. It's like these ones are just taking up the whole area and nothing else can really grow. And the Chinese forget-me-not, absolutely a beautiful flower. Terrible, terrible in a vase. Like I swear they wilt day one. Oh, these are the ones too. Okay, so last year, these ones, like the seeds would stick to me because those ones want to reproduce. And that's what they're starting to do now. They're starting to get these almost like a Velcro seed on there that will like grab onto your clothes, will grab onto your gloves. Like that one's being replanted type of a stitch. I still think they're a very pretty flower, like very beautiful. With the blue, it's just too much sometimes. And underneath of here, once I get there, I'll show you. I have some plants that I'm excited for. So what I was trying to free up a little bit were these. This is my first year growing them. They're sweet peas. I'm absolutely in love with them. Like, they are beautiful. Definitely will grow these again. These add a lot of interest into a vase. Now, you might be wondering why I'm not cutting any of these flowers for a vase right now. It's 1:45 in the afternoon, so we're not able to cut any flowers right now. It's too hot. It's really stressful. It's actually stressful for the plant, me coming in and trimming them right now. But it just is what it is. But we don't want to stress our flowers out because they're not gonna live very long in the vase. See how tall these are? Like almost as tall as me. These always do amazing. I put them in the same spot every year. Maybe I should rotate them. I don't. I put them in the exact same spot, right on the edge of the garden. They do absolutely amazing. I don't even have to worry about really weeding in here very much. I think I've weeded in between them maybe once, but ain't a lot growing through. See what I'm talking about when I say that these are Velcro-y? Like those babies hold on. I also have straw flower in the garden, which I love. These are paper, is it paper straw, paper flowers? Love them. You can dry these out. They stay exactly in their form forever. An amazing little flower. Now, I don't know what these, well, I didn't mean to do that. In the dahlias, like, I swear the snails have just been going wild with them. So I'm just coming through, I'm trimming up the ugly ones or the ones that we won't use, and I'm checking the plant for any snails, because if I find any, I'm gonna take them out. I'm gonna put them in that soapy water and we're gonna get rid of them. I've been doing that all summer. Hasn't made a huge difference, but maybe eventually it will. This plant was actually a gift to me, and it is probably the thickest stemmed dahlia I've ever had. So I really love this one. I wish it had some buds on it right now so I could show you. And then I have my tiny yellow dahlia right over there. Like this one, I'll just cut off. That had the tiniest stem ever. It just allows the plant to focus on the other flowers. Now, when I'm pulling weeds, I'll go angle to angle, but as you can tell, another slug. So I'll come through, and I've been trying to pull whatever kind of grass or, see, slug, whatever kind of weed I noticed that the slugs are hopping onto, but there's just so many of them. Literally, they're on my shed too. Like, I don't know if it's like the year of the slug or what the hell, but I just keep coming through, pulling them out. I gotta get some bug spray on, hold on. I'm over here, I can't even pull weeds. I had so many bugs coming at me. So I like to just come angle to angle, pull out all of the weeds that I can. And this was a grass, can you see that? That I planted last year. It's so funny because last year it didn't take off at all. If it did, I didn't notice it. And this year it's in here. It's like an explosion grass. And I don't remember planting any this year. So I thought that was kind of interesting. Again, nothing's perfect when I'm done. Like every weed isn't out of here, but it's definitely better. And it keeps it kind of clean enough. Sometimes when I'm in here trying to get the weeds, I get more of the plants than I do the weeds, so. See, there's another slug. And it's like the slugs like certain types of plants maybe, because some they don't bother at all, and other ones they just go wild on. Now, I put the fencing right here up to try to deter the deer. I don't know that it actually ever did deter the deer, but that's why I put it up. And the stuff that's right up against the fence, I just kind of clear it. There's a bee in here. He's like, I'm hungry. Give me my pollen. This is one of my favorite spots. Oh, what the? Hold on. What is on my zinnia? Did you see that? I'm not loving that. It's like something's on the leaves. I don't know if it's because it's been so dry, but these are my zinnias, all different kinds of zinnias. So I save a lot of zinnia seeds and I'll just replant them. And the cool thing about zinnia seeds is if the bees come in and say they pollinate this pink one with the white one that has the little lines in it, you don't know what you're going to get next year. So it's a fun little game. And it's not terrible weeding around the zinnia. I mean, I have some, but it's not too bad. Now, I don't know, I think this is a dahlia that I have with that zinnia. I'm trying to see if I can find like a bug on here to point to, but it might be because they're so dry. But this area, pretty low maintenance. The same thing over here with my stock. As the stock matures, it just changes like the shade that it is. Like it'll go from a dark pink or from a light pink to a darker pink. So it's just like the shade kind of changes while it's going. Oh, hold on. I see a Japanese beetle. Not around here, buddy. Oh, I missed that one. I didn't get them. So, like I was saying, these ones, the stock plants, the shade just kind of changes. So it'll go through different colors of pink as it progresses. Now, I'm definitely going to save a bunch of these seeds when it's time, because it's been the best filler flower ever. They come in wild. It stays a very long time. Like I want to say the stock was one of the very first things that I had in the garden, and it's lasted me the entire summer. So those will be planted like crazy next year. And okay, I don't even want to say this out loud because it is one of my favorite plants, but I don't know that I'm gonna do as many dahlia anymore. It feels like maybe the vase life isn't what I want it to be. Maybe I'm picking them too late, but also they've been so susceptible to bugs in the garden. Like I'm doing my best to keep them at bay, but I'm just one person, and the dahlia, minus the yellow one, I have this little yellow one that I'm obsessed with that I will do anything for, but I might not bother with all the tubers this year. So I've been coming out here every single day, flipping over all of the leaves, and I just get mountains and mountains of slugs. And they seem to love the dahlia. Now, I don't know if it's because I planted the dahlia too close together, or if it's because this bed is so close to the woods, or if it's because this is a new bed that I started. Like, if anyone is a slug expert, I will take your advice. Another one. Like, that is wild. Cosmo seeds, harvesting those, easiest thing in the world. You literally, when they're dried up like this, there are your Cosmo seeds. So I already have a whole bucket with these because I went through one day and snipped off as many as I could. Now, I throw them in the bucket. I leave them to finish drying out, and I will deal with those in the fall when I have more time, because right now I have so much work to do. It's not even funny, and it's like I'm not getting ahead, so I don't want to waste my time separating seeds. So I throw them in the bucket. They can dry out. I can deal with them when I have more time. Get them separated, labeled, all of that stuff. I'm getting a little bit better. As you can see, I labeled the bucket Cosmos, so I'm trying. But while I have this out here, let's go back. So it's that simple. You come through, You grab all the dead ones off, and that way I don't feel bad when, you know, I can't get all of these picked. Like, that's just too much. And normally what I'll do is I will cut off the full stem. Like these, if you cut them deeper like that, that's going to have the plant push more out. And it saves the plant from sending any nutrient all the way up that stem to a dead flower. I keep trying to show you what I do. Oh, I missed him again. Oh, got that one. So you can slap them into the soap water and then they just drowned. Here we got another one. See? And they're drowning. As you can tell, I could spend days out here just gathering seeds off of my plants. There's just so much going on. That's why I do it real quick, get it out of the way. I don't need 1 million. Well, I do need 1 million seeds, but I don't have time for 1 million seeds, so we get as much as we can. This red plant, I absolutely love. I actually started clipping the flowers off of it, and I was putting those in bouquets because I think it's pretty. And any flower that I have that I think is pretty, I'll put in a bouquet. See how it does. Maybe we hit this from the other side. I wonder if these are what was hurting my plant when I couldn't figure it out, because I've only been over here a couple minutes. I'm getting the Japanese beetles. Okay, we have a Japanese beetle. So you come in, ha ha ha, got them. Which, yeah, I'm a villain at those, but they destroy plants. And it's over here too. So the slugs are loving my daisies and my lupins, which are both perennial plants. So that's not mapping to me. See, that's 2 slugs, both on daisies. Oh, 3 slugs. Whole video is going to be just me plopping slugs into the container. Okay, so lupins. You want to harvest the seeds when they're dried up, and you can hear them in there. So they're going to be brown, they're going to be dried up, and you can hear them. Now you'll have a window between when they're like this where you can harvest them and when they kind of open up and plant themselves. I find that I notice the most things when I come through to clean my garden out. So on a regular day, I really don't notice, you know, that the Japanese beetles are taking over, or, well, you can't miss the slugs. But there's a lot that you don't notice in the garden. So I find that when I come out and I do my weeding, that's when I'm really paying attention and when I notice issues in my garden. So this bed is awfully empty. I think we might plant something in here. Like, maybe what I should do is get this all cleaned up and then get something planted in here yet, because it's kind of a waste of space. I mean, this end's a little bit heavier, but over here, I don't think I have anything. When I'm clearing big spaces, this tool is an absolute dream. Like when you're weeding. So I'll just come in. And I have, oh, that one's actually ready to be cut. A zinnia. In here, I only like to pull the ones that I know are weeds, because I have so many surprise things planted. So I don't like to pull stuff if I don't know for sure if it's a plant or a weed. I had dug this hole because I was planning on putting some lavender here that I had in a pot. So this actually works out beautifully. I mean, granted, I should have cut it out of the ground a little bit better. But half of this, half of that. There although I don't recommend watering at this time of the day, I also don't recommend ripping your plants out by the roots ever. So because we're in the situation we're in, I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna give my lavender a really good watering so the roots can hopefully take. I think it'll like the sand better. The only thing that I worry about is there are a lot of ants over here. So I don't know if they'll mess with the plant or if it'll be fine. I mean, the other plants over here are doing fine, so. But really it would be, ooh, look at the background behind me, like the sky. It would be ideal if the lavender thrived in my front yard, because my front yard is probably the worst part of my entire yard because it's so sandy. Nothing wants to grow here. So if I could get lavender to grow here, I would just make like a whole lavender field in the whole front yard. It'd be absolutely beautiful. So I am secretly hoping that it works, because let me show you. This whole section, right? So like all of this, I would till up and I would make it just lavender. And I mean, I wouldn't go too far out because the snow and stuff in the winter, but from here all the way over to my stand, I would make lavender, which is a whole bed of lavender. Fun fact about me, I never used to like the smell of lavender. I hated it. Like, it made me want to gag. And then all of a sudden one day I started loving the smell of it. So I don't know why that happened. I know my grandpa used to tell me, he'd always be like, make sure that you're trying stuff all the time, even if you don't like it, because your taste buds change. So maybe the same is true with your smell, like that changes every 7 years. I don't know. Now, this would not be a flower channel if we didn't at least put together a couple of bouquets. So I thought we would make 2 bouquets for the flower stand. So let me get some water in these. And while I'm putting water in them, I'll go ahead and I'll kind of clean the jars up too. Now, the reason why today I'm using the smaller vases is I never thought about this before, but yesterday I had given someone a bouquet of flowers, and it was one of the ones that have like the wider bottom, and they're like, how am I supposed to get this home? Never thought about that at all. These ones will fit in your cup holder, so these ones might work a little bit better. In my vases, I always put flower food, so that way the flowers last as long as possible. Everything I do is to try to get them to stay in the bouquet for a very long time. Oh my! Hold on. I don't know if you can see that. We have 1 million. The whole, like in here, was lined with those Japanese beetles. Like, look at the stem on that baby. Okay, these ones have some long stems. I'm loving it. Like this one, absolutely beautiful. I hate to cut those leaves off. It was just adding such a vibe. I'm thinking out loud here, maybe what I need to do is get some more mason jars and start putting flowers in those again. Because at least a mason jar you could probably fit right in your cup holder. That one's absolutely beautiful. See, this part right here, makes all of like the bug fighting and everything like that so worth it. In addition to our like centerpiece flowers, I'd like to always throw some cosmos in a bouquet. I feel like they just add a whimsical that I'm obsessed with. There's just something so fun about cosmos. And I can, on these, I can get a really long stem too. Maybe I'm cutting a little too deep on some of them, but I think I'll grab a couple dark trees. Okay, let's pop these in and see where we're at. Like, that's a tiny cosmo, but my goodness, is it ever pretty. And just the height that it's allowing us to have, I'm loving it. Oh geez. This one has a little nibbler on it. I didn't even see it. The leaves were nibbled up. See how it brings like that whimsical? That one's a little chewed up too. So these ones maybe don't have as much height. But I'll tell you what has height. We'll do these, the hollyhocks. Oh, I hate that I gotta cut like 4 to get this one. I love when I'm able to come in and cut the side ones off from the ones that I did, you know, earlier in the week. Oh, the bees on this one. Sorry, Bumba. We'll grab just a little bit of stalk. You know, I like to grab the different pinks so I don't grab all of one color. Change it up a little bit. And then the white is my absolute favorite. He is determined. That's tell me that's not adorable. That bee's on another dahlia now. So I thought this would add a little bit of interest in there. I love it. These yellow ones. Oh, it's an aggressive bee. He's like, give me my pollen. Go to the roadside stand and get some. Silly Bumble. Now the ones like this, so this one's not opened yet, I leave it because there's a chance it'll open in the vase. And when you're putting a bouquet together, you'll see me come through and like strip these down like this. That's because you never want to put any leaves in the water. That's just asking for them to rot quicker. Now I'm trying to work around that bee. Because he's hungry. Do they eat the pollen or do they just bring it around? I guess I don't really know. Either he's hungry or he's just got a job to do. Guy ain't playing. He's chasing these flowers all around. That's why they call them worker bees. And the stalk, it just smells so darn good. I don't know what it is. Now this one I'm going to do a little bit different because this one's going to open. I'm not sure if that one will. And these ones weirdly smell good too, but they're like sticky flowers. Yeah, stalk has, I mean, the closest scent that I can think of to like describe it a little bit maybe would be like a eucalyptus. Like it's not a eucalyptus. Maybe it's a sappy smell. It's getting hard to fit any more in there. Okay, this one needs a little bit of green, and this one needs a little bit of something. One of my favorite things to use for green is sage. And I always forget about these ones. So we'll grab a couple of those. These ones, I'm absolutely obsessed with them. I feel like they just add a whole, I don't know, a whole vibe. And I'm gonna grab a couple Sweet William. Now these ones I like to put right on the edge. That might be a little too long. Alright, I'm having a hard time poking anything else in this one. I'm not loving it. I'm not in love. Let's see. Okay, that's maybe a little better. I'll come in, I'll tweak stuff until everything is exactly how I want it to be. Like I want it to be whimsical and like go outwards, but I also want it to be cohesive and, you know, aesthetically pleasing. don't love these ones that are brownie. I think it's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Let me see if I can find just a touch more green. Well, good thing I didn't cut it all down earlier when I was in here cutting down my I know these aren't green, but I think these will add a little something. Oh. Wouldn't that be too long in there? I think it'll add some fun. Oh, I like that. And then, like I was saying, I think these are just fun. So let's see. I don't know if they're jiving in this one. Let's maybe turn off. Okay, I literally don't think I can squeeze any more in here. Maybe one more. Maybe I can squeeze one more in there. Okay, this one, I love it. Like, I could trim the zinnia down a bit. I'm not going to, because I like its vibe. I love everything about it. I love the colors, the pinks and the yellows and the reds. This one, I'm still not married to, but I'm gonna go grab just a few more lemon balm and we'll see if that, because that's what changed the other one for me. Okay. I forgot I can't squeeze anything else in here. Still trying to push it on down. Okay. Maybe one more piece if I can get it on this side. Oh. Love it. I'm in love. It's crazy how a little bit of green does so much for a bouquet of flowers. Like, before I added that, I was thinking, no, it's not gonna work. Let's get these down to the roadside stand. And luckily it's not too far of a walk over this path. So I put one down here like this. Oh. I kind of like it like that. And I think that's a wrap for today. I might say something randomly in the video that you've been having the same problem with, or you have the solution to, or something like that, and we wouldn't know unless if I had said it in the video. So I think there's just opportunity for us to all grow together. I don't pretend to know everything about gardening at all, because there's so much that I don't know. So I think gardening is one of those fun places where you can really learn and grow together.